Um, Hi. I'm on Google Earth. I hope that's okay. I just like it more than Google Maps. But so the first place I'm gonna go is the city of David. Um, so this is an important place associated with King David in the Old Testament. It was destroyed by the Romans, and then the location was lost. But then archaeologists rediscovered it in 1860. So I'll put down the little peg dude, and then look at it, like, somewhere here. Maybe this place. And then I have a Bible verse from 1 Chronicles chapter 15, verses 1 to 29. Well, it's not 29, but now David built houses for himself in the city of David, and he prepared a place for the ark of God and pitched a tent for it. Then David said, "No one is to carry the ark of God but the Levites, for the Lord chose them to carry the ark of God and to minister to him forever." And David assembled all Israel at Jerusalem to bring up the ark of the Lord to its place, which he had prepared for it. So it's just important for a lot of different reasons. A lot of stuff happened here. Among them, this verse I just read, where they're carrying the ark of God. This isn't a very good place, I don't think. Looks like an ATM machine. Let's try a different one. Let's do maybe one where, like on a street or something. Let's do like these ones. Maybe this will be cooler. Oh yeah. Okay, this just looks like a shop. So I guess it's like commercialized now, but you get the drift. Okay, so the next place I want to go to is Gethsemane, and this is where the agony in the garden happened, and this is included in all four Gospels. It was after the Last Supper, but before Jesus was arrested, and he told the apostles to stay awake, and then he walked and prayed, and then they fell asleep repeatedly. Put the little dude here. I think this is a church, but so I have a verse from Matthew chapter 26, verses 36 to 41. Looks like, yeah, this is a church. An important place right here, it looks like. But then Jesus came with them to a place called Gethsemane and said to his disciples, "Sit here while I go over there and pray." And he took with him Peter and the two sons of Zebedee and began to be grieved and distressed. Then he said to them, "My soul is deeply grieved to the point of death. Remain here and keep watch with me." And he went a little beyond them and fell on his face and prayed, saying, "My Father, if it is possible, let this cup pass from me, yet not as I will, but as you will." And he came to the disciples and found them sleeping, and said to Peter, "So you men could not keep watch with me for 1 hour? Keep watching and praying that you may not enter into temptation. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak." So that's an important Bible verse about the agony in the garden. This looks like a cool place. Yeah, pretty interesting. So yeah, and then the next place that I would like to go is the Church of the Transfiguration. In Israel. Now this is important because it's at the top of Mount Tabor, and this is where Christ revealed his divinity, and he showed Peter, James, and John, who were watching, that he was who he said he was. Like he was God. So here's a Bible verse. It's from Mark chapter 9, verses 2 to 9. So after 6 days, Jesus took Peter, James, and John with him and led them up a high mountain where they were all alone. There he was transfigured before them. His clothes became dazzling white, whiter than anyone in the world could bleach them. And there appeared before him Elijah and Moses, who were talking with Jesus. Peter said to Jesus, "Rabbi, it is good for us to be here. Let us put up 3 shelters, one for you, one for Moses, and one for Elijah." He did not know what to say. They were so frightened. Then a cloud appeared and enveloped them, and a voice came from the cloud, "This is my son, whom I love. Listen to him." Suddenly, when they looked around, they no longer saw anyone with them except Jesus. As they were coming down the mountain, Jesus gave them orders not to tell anyone what they had seen until the Son of Man had risen from the dead. So this is where Jesus is revealing his divinity to the apostles. I don't really think I can move in this spot, but yeah. This is the Church of the Transfiguration. Obviously a very holy place. And then, so the last place I want to go is Caesarea National Park. So this is a Roman. It was a Roman seaport back then. It's an important biblical location because it's where Peter baptized the Roman centurion Cornelius, who was the first Gentile convert to Christianity, and that's described in Acts chapter 10. So yeah, it's right on the coast of the Mediterranean. Just to put it into perspective. Yeah. I think it's the Mediterranean. I wasn't really paying attention. Yeah, okay. So it's also important because it's where Paul set sail to preach in communities all over the Mediterranean. So it's a transportation hub for evangelists and the apostles. It was also where Paul was imprisoned, and then he was forced to give a speech that's renowned and was really powerful to Felix, Festus, and King Agrippa, and that's in Acts 12 to 15, or verses 25 to 6. But yeah, it's very much like a port city. It looks like cool artwork or like stone archaeological stuff. Yeah, I also can't move from this spot, but you can see the water over there and some nice palm trees and tourists and stuff. Yeah, it's very like beachy, very porty. So, yeah, I think that basically summarizes the 4 locations. So